And hello, everyone. Awaken Sales. We are launching Awaken Sales right here and right now. And let's see what's happening here. Okay, great. Sorry, we had a little pop up. Facebook's got some interesting things going on there. Okay, so we're talking about Awaken Sales, the power of no for you and your potential clients. Last week I came on, inspired by Spirit, to start sharing with you a series of Facebook Lives every Monday, right around this time, probably around 3 p.m. Central each week. I'm going to continue to do this series of educating you about awakened sales. What's it about? Why does it matter? And how can it deepen your awakening, increase your impact, and also increase your sales results? So we're going to be talking all about this, and this is something I'll be talking about again each week, nearly every Monday. Okay. So I'm going to do this is full on education. All right. So awakened sales again is around deepening your own awakening while you're experiencing profound new sales in your business, doing what it is you come here to do, being all of yourself. The people that we're here to serve are, again, in the bandwidth of energy that we're within as well. In fact, the people that we meet are simply showing us the aspects of ourselves that we need to be focused on and taking a look at right now, right? And that includes really all your conversations, but especially too for those that you're meeting with as potential clients. They've got something going on that you also are needing to address at some level. Or you might say, "Oh, I already dealt with that at some point." Maybe you have, but there's still some of that you're carrying and you're going to continue to clear through. So, what's so powerful in these awakened sales conversations, because we're talking about today, particularly not only in marketing, but too specific to the sales conversation, why is it so important to empower yourself with this no, with the power of no, and how do you do that? So, hi, Douglas. Good to see you here. So, what it comes down to is a lot of times what we're doing in marketing and marketing copy and then in the sales when we meet with somebody is we're going on and on about why this is so great, the pain it'll remove, that's sort of a no, and then why it should be yes. This is all the reasons why you should get on board and get on it today, and there's only 3 spots left. We all might use that sometimes, it's fine, but it's like we don't bring a strong enough edge in our marketing often to this no energy. For example, for you, maybe you continue to squander your potential because you keep saying, "Well, I'll get to it. Eventually, I'll come in and drop in, and I'll start doing my big work in the world, and I guess it'll just happen someday, and some way it'll just happen. Spirit will just ignite me, and it'll happen, and it'll happen, it'll happen." So these kind of conversations, or hey, I'd really like to do that. Wait a minute, there's a new yoga course coming up this week. I think I'm really guided to that. I think that's my approach right now. I'm just going to focus on yoga. Oh, geez, I think I should work on my marketing. Maybe, wait a minute. I think I should listen to this clearing video. It's all about clearing, it's about awakening. You see how confused we get. We never get down into the sales. Or if you're already focused on making sales in your business, you continue to neglect the other aspect of the awakening, the spiritual connection. And then you burn out, you constantly focus on business. There's no energetic magic and connection. What we're doing through Awakened Sales is we're igniting all that simultaneously while being in action, being in the frequency that will enroll our best clients because we're getting integrated. We're standing as a signal that's strong and clear and magnetizing. The right people are like, "Oh wow, you got it going on. I want into that frequency." It's more than what you're saying or what you do, but it's the frequency. And we hear this all the time. It's so true. Now, what's so important in this conversation is talking about this power of no. You literally want to get people to say no to things. It may happen soon. Like I may be sending out a message to all you here saying, "You know what? If you're not interested in sales, I think it's time for you to leave the group." Yeah, I may invite people to say, "No, this isn't for me," even if it means them not being in this group. You know why? Because why should you be in this group unless you're highly resonant with it? Just actually, I'll do this. I've done this so many times in my career. I'll tell you right now, don't watch this video. Don't continue to be in this group if you're not interested in awakening impact and sales, because that's where I'm focused now, and that will probably change the name of the group potentially anyway going forward. And so I'm willing to say, hey, are you about that? Yes or no? And we want to get to the yes or no. A lot of times in marketing and sales, we're afraid to get a no. So we water everything down, trying to just hope that someone's going to say yes to something we offer so that we have someone to play with and that we can make some money, right? So instead, what I'm saying is be bold, be fearless, be for what you're really about, and let the people that are knows call them out. If this isn't not as just a tactic, but just stop thinking of it as tactics, but rather just as truth. If this isn't really what you're up to, then you should just say no and you should just be done with it. Go focus somewhere else, please. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Not about me, it's about you. Don't waste your time. And that opens up that frequency for them to realize that maybe this is totally a fit. No, you're asking me to say yes or no. I realize, oh, it's true. I am about awakening impact and sales. I want all those things. I want those things for myself. I want to do my work. I want to, so that would bring you closer to the work that I'm doing, right? So it would help you get decisive. So when you call people out in your marketing, I say, hey, literally, I could send out an email to my list to clean up my list. I could say, listen, if you're not into impact, awakening, and sales, so unsubscribe today. I have done this before. I've literally put in a headline before in the past. I said, unsubscribe today was my headline. I asked people to unsubscribe to my list at that time because I was taking a strong stand for something and I just wanted to get the energy decks clear so that the people I was really were resonant would be like, no, I'm staying here because I'm with you, Daniel, with what you said. Like you said, unsubscribe if this and that. Well, and stay with me if this and that. So you call out both. So if you're not interested in awakening impact and sales, unsubscribe today. If you want to crank it up with awakening impact and sales, then keep tuning in. I've got lots of things to share with you, and it's going to absolutely help you in all those areas. Keep tuning in, and then that's going to increase the resonance, so the energy for you with your tribe. And it will happen not only with the specific people on your email list, but it'll also happen even more importantly in a way, right? It's all one. It happens inside you. You're clear. You're clearly standing for something and not falling for everything anymore, right? So that's a real power in like a marketing aspect, calling people out into their no. What is it? Are you willing to tolerate even for one more day XYZ happening? That would be another marketing thing you can do to call out the no. Do you want to continue to feel indecisive and unclear and not confident in what you're doing, or do you feel like you no longer can accept that even one more day? If so, say no today, right? Everybody's asking you to say yes in marketing. What I'm saying is consider asking people to say no. And when you do that, it stands out in the marketplace. Okay, it stands out as a marketing message they don't typically hear, and it will magnetize people to you. So you use this power of no in your marketing. The other thing would be when you're in a sales conversation. One of the most powerful things you can do in a sales conversation on a one-to-one could be one-to-one or it could be one-to-many. Well, let's say in the one-to-one, which might be more typical for people here, if you're in a one-to-one sales conversation with someone, talking about them working with you, but really it's not about that. Remember, your sales conversation, I'll hit this again and again each Monday probably. Your sales conversation is around transformation. You're all transformational people, right? So there's a transformation, whether you're bringing a service, a product, or whatever it is, it's a transformation that you're selling basically. We're going to take things from this state to another state with whatever you do. So you lay it out like, are you looking for this? And one of the things you are looking for is a yes to it. So are you a yes to wanting this transformation, but you want to weigh that also energetically and anchor that with a clear no. Because again, it gets the energy decks clear for them in that process. So do you want to continue to feel like a slave? I feel slave energy around your throat chakra, for example. This came up with somebody I met with the other day. Are you feeling like, do you want to continue to go with that? Or are you willing to say no more? I don't want to be controlled by that anymore. That's up to you. Just right now, forget about my service. It doesn't have to do that. Just are you willing to say that for yourself? Are you willing to take your power back and say no, no more, no longer? And when you're willing to take a stand for people like this, they get lathered up. It's good for them. Then they're like, yeah, no more. I don't want this anymore. And it helps them. And then that also just naturally builds more connection, resonance for the transformation, which is the thing. And if it's a fit for them to work with you, great, right? So, but it builds resonance anyway with the potential of them working with you because now they're getting clearer and clearer that they actually want it. I think one of the number one reasons why people don't work with coaches and healers and trainers or whatever, or just don't work with you in your business is because they're just not quite clear, right? If they were clear, they'd work with you. Oh, I'm not feeling it. Well, maybe they're not feeling it because we haven't laid things out well enough. It's not just their intuition, it's about clearing the energy decks. So, what's really true for you? If you want to hang on to this pattern, then that's fine. Then you probably wouldn't want to work with me either because I'm here to be about a transformation and the deepest transformation possible. That's the attitude that I'm asking you guys to be about. And I'm sure many of you are already, but we want to support that in the marketing sales process, right? Awaken people as quickly as possible. The planet needs it right now, right? People need it right now more than ever. There's so much delusion going on, okay? It doesn't matter your viewpoint. There's so much delusional concepts going on that people, even as they're awakening, are getting more delusional at the same time. So the schism has gotten even greater. There's more awakening happen, and there's more delusion happening than ever before. And we have an opportunity to take people from suffering from their delusions in our lives, having them wake up by saying, hey, do you really want to buy this stuff? Is this how you really want to live your life? You don't have to, by the way. So all you have to do is say no to it. So to call out the power of someone's no will allow them to not be controlled by that anymore. And it sets them free. So what do you want to be a no to? So with the power of no in your life, what do you want to say no to? I know that, for example, I wanted to lose weight for a long time. Like, many years ago, I had definitely, a bit too much weight on my bones, so to speak. Uh, but later, in recent days, the last, number of years, it's not so much an issue, but it's more than I need to carry, right? So I kept saying, well, I'm gonna just cut back and eat better. My results were so little. They were not that great, They were not that great. There wasn't a firm commitment. No, I'm so clear about this. I want to eat better. I want to drop these a few pounds or whatever. Keeps not happening. Keeps not happening. Then finally one day, at some point, I don't remember the specific day, but I was like, that's it. I've had enough. I'm just doing it. That's it. No more. And what in the yes there was a big no. There was a no. I don't want to experience this anymore. I'm actually just going to have it now. And then when I said that, then it created it created the energy that trained my focus to what would actually work and give me the results. And then I got the results, right? So that's how transformation works so often. There is awakening that just spontaneously happens, but there were steps that happened up until that point. There's things we were saying yes to. There's things we were saying no to. Even if you said, I just sit on my porch and I awoken and just this incredible thing happened. And something led up. There was yeses and nos that led up to that moment. So what we want to do is give people more clarity to set them up for these deep awakened moments right on the spot and even after that, because when you get an emotion, the energy decks are clear on now. There's more opportunity for things like I was just looking at the sky one day and like I knew everything. I just loved everyone on the planet and it was permanent then. But there were usually always these different things that we're saying yes and no to that led up to that point. So you want to be about that frequency. You want to be about being clear on your yeses and nos in your own life, and then you bring that decisive energy into your work with other people and in your marketing and your sales. That's all part of your work. I think one of the big issues people have in marketing and sales is they see, oh, marketing and sales, that's what I have to do to get clients to serve them. I wish I just could serve my clients. But when you look at marketing and sales as service to your client, and maybe even the most important service to your client in some ways, right? It can create awakening. It can create the transformations that you want to bring. It can create all that when done properly, when brought from presence, brought from sincerity, brought from your true power, and then bringing these different aspects in that I talk about just helps you to be in alignment with the deepest truth of who you are and the transformational agent that you are. So you want to get that energy turned on, and when you are that energy, more transformation is happening. So you want to be really just clear on what am I saying yes and no to today? Where am I being wayward and just like, well, I hope it happens. I hope that works out. No, I mean, just get clear about it. I'm a no to the outcome that I'm not desiring any longer, and I'm a yes to the outcome that I do desire, and just being clear about it. And then when you're clear about it, then it's going to start happening. It's going to happen. In fact, when you have someone hold presence for you, like someone like myself, or you could be the person for someone else. When I hold presence for you in a conversation, we're talking about something you would like to say no to and something you'd like to say yes to, but you're having a hard time with it. If I'm in a sales, conversation, transformational opportunity, I can hold presence. I can help you believe in your own no, believe in your own yes, rather than say, oh, I want to say no. Okay, no, oh, I don't know. That's just something that's I'm resisting, something I just want to hang on to. I'm just, and then it's the false beliefs and concepts, right? So then when you could take a stand for seeing what their stuff is that's getting in the way, then you can help them to come to know. You're not saying no because you're afraid that you're going to disappoint other people, right? You're going to leave the tribe that you're in now. You're afraid to leave the pack. You're afraid, whatever it is, right? So people that are intuitive and tuned in, for me, I use energy scanning. I could scan, I could see from past lives why they would be resistant to say no to something and yes to their transformation. So I could just tune into it and see what that is. So you want to, ask questions at a minimum, and then you can use your intuitive tools. If you don't want to deepen those, that's where my system comes into play, where I teach you energy scanning. But we want to use the tools we have to create deeper and more profound decisions and transformations right on the spot. Some of it is these techniques, some of it's presence. It's the energy you're working with when you're tuning into people. There's so many things that go into the process, and yet it's simple. And yet there's a simplicity to it. But I'm just giving you some of these keys to support you and really getting in a stronger energy that can support deepen your awakening and deepening your sales right here and right now. So I'm so grateful to share all this with you today. And if you have something that is going on for you where you're like, I totally want more sales. Of course, I want awakening. Of course, I want more impact. Then this is a time to start saying, no, I'm not going to continue to keep going down the pathways of buying the beliefs and the concepts of the past. I want to know my deeper truth. I want to accept my deeper truths of who I am and what I'm here to do right now. And I want to see more sales. I want to see more impact. I want to make the bigger contribution that I know I've come here to do. I've been feeling all my life, and yet I still haven't said yes to it. So today is your day. Today's your opportunity. Say, no, I don't want to experience not bringing my greater contribution in a moment to moment basis. Not like I filled the stadium and I blasted it out and now I'm done. No, that's ego. I mean, it's a pointer to maybe something that's there for you, but that's ego. It's a momentary thing when we're done. And no, it's not like that. It's about realizing that's a calling into being in that energy of that transformation on a perpetual basis, being in the frequency of that and living from that space. So that's the energy you want to turn on. And so that's what I'm calling you into today. What do you need to be a no to? Maybe we're at a list. Okay, I'm a no to all these things on my life. All the things I need to be yes to. Write down all the things you're yes to now in your life. That alone will start to shift you right away. And then follow your intuition. Write down your intentions from that space, and then follow your intuition from there on everything to allow it to unfold And sometimes we need to even get a little obsessive. I want to say, it's kind of doesn't sound too spiritual, but think about the great things that have been created in the world. There was someone that was sort of obsessing about it in order to allow it to happen in many cases. So sometimes that can help too. But just listening, deeply listening, being deeply caring about what it is that you want to be a yes to, showing your sincerity, really listening, really tuning in, really dialing it in. That's where the magic happens. This is where the big transformations happen. You go from wherever you are now to rocking it out, making tens and thousands of more dollars per year, per week, per month, whatever, right? And seeing the next levels of things happening. So if you're interested in more sales, more impact, and awakening, keep on listening in here. Doing these lives for 20, 30 minutes max each time. Also, if you want to, experience more results quicker, reach out to me. Just go ahead and reach out. Say, hey, Daniel, I want to increase those sales right now. I'm a clear yes. No more low sales. I want big sales now. Reach out to me because the frequency that we're bringing you into right now, I say we as me and the team, is around like mass accelerating it right now. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you and having you have tell me about what happens for you. Make a big decision and let me know the results. You can change your life today, but you just need to decide to let it happen. Okay, well, lots of love and blessings. So grateful to share with you today. Let me know what you think and rock on from there. Goodbye for now.